Good evening. Welcome to the 15th edition of the Baxter County Roundtable. Once again, our mission of the Baxter County Roundtable is to present for discussion topics of interest to the citizens of Baxter County. My name is Russ Gillis. I'm your host tonight for the first half. Joe Bryant will be relieving me here in a couple minutes with his guest. My guest tonight is Mr. Taylor Carmichael, Director of Operations or Director at the Baxter County Airport. So, welcome, Taylor.
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Russ. It's great to be here and have a chance to talk about what we're doing out at the airport. So, my name is Taylor Carmichael, like you've already stated, and I have some history in aviation, I guess you can say. How I got started in aviation is kind of odd. So I was going through nursing school and just it wasn't fulfilling. And so I asked my wife, I said, if you weren't a pharmacist, what would you be? And she said, well, I'll be a veterinarian or a pilot. And I was like, I really don't want to be a vet. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to flight school. So I went to flight school and received my commercial pilot's license. During flight school, I started managing the FBO here at Baxter County Airport. And
I know it is because that's not on. The TV, that phone's got to be on. No. So you have nothing on here on Facebook. There's nothing on Facebook. That's all it's doing.
It's okay. As long as he's recording that.
Well, I think we're still alive.
Yeah, keep going.
We're still alive. Keep going. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Keep going. That's what's playing. No.
Is there any volume? Any?
Post it later.
Is there any volume with it?
I don't have a clue anymore.
Okay. Well,
Keep going.
just
Keep going. Keep going.
all right, so I started managing the FBO at Baxter County Airport. The airport manager position opened up, and so I ended up taking that because life happens, and ever since then, I mean, I've had a passion for administration and operations.
well, from what I've seen, you're doing a darn good job. I mean,
Well, thank you.
you know, I don't fly, don't like to fly, never have liked to fly. I'm afraid of heights. I don't even like being as tall as I am sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm only 5'8". But that being said, I have had to fly. You know, one of my jobs after I retired from the Navy, I had to do a lot of traveling from here to the East Coast, and actually from West Coast to East Coast and all around. So I've had my fill of it. But tell me, you know, I mean, how long have you been the manager or director out there?
Yeah, so my title changed to director earlier this year, but I'm approaching 3 years.
Okay, so 3 years. Okay. Was it challenging for you going from working with the commission to the county advisory board now?
Of course, you know, change is always hard. And when you have people who've invested years into something, stepping away is never easy.
Like the commission?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I've tried to honor that past while embracing the present. And, you know, you can respect what was while still moving forward.
Certainly.
And so that's kind of the balance that I've tried to strike.
They did a lot of good work out there from what I've been able to ascertain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, so the commission, they set the foundation for the airport out there. You know, these were people of the community, volunteers. They weren't paid, and they invested so much of their time. And the airport that you see out there, that is because, you know, the past commission plus previous commissions. That's the reason that airport is where it is today. You know, it's a different structure Working with the advisory board, it's not better or worse. The commission and the advisory board, they both offer a lot of aviation specific knowledge. And now that I've worked under both models, you know, I continue to stay focused on the mission under the commission, and I'm, you know, doing the same with the advisory board. So my job doesn't change. I'm still running a safe, compliant, and forward-looking airport. What has changed is who I'm collaborating with, and I've made it a point to build trust with the new board, just like I did with the old one.
It's my understanding, actually, I was told by some members of the commission that there are members of the current advisory board that they had tried to get to join the commission back a few years ago. And I guess the timing just wasn't right or not, or whatever. But they were well respected by the people on the commission back then. So I'm sure that that hasn't changed. So, you know, I think it's probably, we're still probably in really good hands. Is that correct?
Oh,
Is that,
yes.
Is
Yeah.
that a good thing to say?
Yeah. There is a lot of potential. Like I said, this advisory board that came in, they bring some aviation specific knowledge as well. You know, they look at it more from a pilot aspect, as the commission looked at it more from an operation aspect, and there's a learning curve, you know, and but the advisory board, they've been consistent, you know, and they're learning as they go, just like with new members of the commission, you know, there was a learning curve.
Certainly.
And as for me, and that's what I can appreciate the most from the commission was the expertise and the learning experience that they gave me to be where I am today.
Well, and the most vital part of all the whole equation is the consistency that you have brought to take what has happened in the past, all of the status of the various projects going on out there, and that you were managing under the commission, and you're still managing under the advisory board. So you know, you've been that integral link between the two to maintain the consistency and take advantage of the expertise under both.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, you know, my job hasn't changed.
Right.
It's just a matter of who I collaborate with, and you know, I try to keep positive relations. I don't like throwing politics in it, you know, because my job is to focus on the safety of the pilots, the operation of the airport, making sure it is efficient, like it runs efficiently, and you know, just growing that infrastructure out there, and just to make it a better asset for our community.
And I understand we've got, what, two new hangars in the process out there? Or one I think is pretty much going up, and another one is maybe on the way, or?
Yeah. So there's 2 buildings out there, but it's going to be a total of 7 hangars.
Wow.
So right now, where we're at in the process is waiting on the electrician. You know, he should be out this week. Then we'll put the doors up and call the electrician back out, do drainage, asphalt, things like that. So we're definitely excited. We've had a lot of changes. I feel like 2025 has been the year for changes, but we're moving forward, and that's all that matters. Like I said, we've updated our approach lighting, and we recently got approved for the phase 1 design on a taxiway rehabilitation, and so that's going to be federal money that we're going to be bringing in to push back out into the economy, creating jobs and everything for those projects.
And all that work is done by local contractors?
So for the most part, of course, there's a bidding process.
Right.
We encourage our local contractors to bid on those jobs, and that's what keeps the money in this area.
Now, you say one of the hangars is about ready. How many airplanes will that hangar be able to accommodate?
So that 80 by 60, you could easily accommodate, I'd say about 7, 8 single engine aircraft. If you have a mix between high wing and low wing, even better. The 6-bay hangar, so really you can only do one airplane per hangar, and I hope to build more, but we have, we have to increase the revenue, and hangars are a way to increase revenue out there.
Right, yeah, because everyone's paying rent on those hangars.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, a lot of people around town know that last October, after the hurricane hit the West Coast, I took off back to the East Coast. In North Carolina, and to just do some assistance back there, running a chainsaw and doing what little bit I could. And I was up on top of a mountain one day, and we were cutting trees out of this guy's yard, driveway, and road, trying to get him access to his property. And we took a break, and during that break, I counted 5 large helicopters coming in, military helicopters, CH-53s, coming in to the Burnsville Airport, which is just a little over half the size, half the size of our airport out here. And those 5 helicopters were bringing in critical supplies that helped that community survive until they could get all the roads opened up, because so many of the roads were completely destroyed. And it just struck me at that point how vital small airports are to communities like Mountain Home. Because, in times of emergency, like around here, we got, we're connected to the outside world basically by these large bridges.
Oh, yeah.
And if something happened to one or several of those, we'd be virtually cut off. So it'd be a lifeline to us having that airport for us.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the 4 major areas that I'd highlight, for our airport, is when it comes to medical and emergency services. A lot of people overlook that, but we host air ambulance services, medevac flights, law enforcement helicopters, and disaster response aircraft. When there's brush fires on a mountain and those fire trucks can't get to them, they come, airplanes fly into our airport, fill up at the hydrant, and take off. So, those are life-saving services.
Absolutely.
And in some cases, the minutes matter. So, if you ever had a loved one, flown out for a medical procedure, you felt the importance of that airport.
Yeah, and understand that some of the drawbacks to having the airport that we currently have with the short runway is that some of the more critical planes, medical, like what do you call them, the transplant type services, the people that transplant or transport organs for transplant I guess the companies that operate those will not allow them to land at a 5,000-foot runway. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So, every company, they have their protocols. There have been a couple of organ transplant flights that I've had to turn away due to just being 500 feet short of what their protocols are. So I would like to see that runway, be extended and definitely widened. Time will come for that to happen, and I hope we just keep pressing forward, taking the right steps. So.
And I know you're working toward it. Having attended, almost a year's worth of y'all's meetings out there, I know what the long-range plan is, and I'd like to thank you for putting the master plan up on the website, because I've actually downloaded it and kind of gone through a lot of it. Don't understand a lot of it, but for anyone that's interested, the master plan is up on the website out there. Is that right? Still?
Yeah, it should be, unless there's some technical difficulties.
It's a large file, I'll say
it
that.
is a very large file. So I've tried to post it in sections as our website allowed, but it is a large file, and we get a new airport master plan every 10 years. So
And that's Fly BPK, is that right?
www.flybpk.com.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So what else would you like for us to know about the airport?
We talked about the emergency and medical services. There's three other parts that major impact areas that I would also talk about, and one, of course, is economic growth. The airport supports local businesses by providing quick, direct access to suppliers, customers, and markets. So executives and professionals who fly in, they evaluate Baxter County for business based on access to general aviation. And that's how site selectors basically, air access is usually always in their plan. Or
Well, you take a major corporation that has satellite stores or satellite facilities all over the country. It's just not economically viable for them to drive to all these different places, take a train or bus or whatever. So air transport is the only way and the only option. So if you don't have an airport, you're not even in the running.
Right.
So at least, for private jets, and we can accommodate some pretty sizable private jets from what I understand.
Yeah, so our limitations, when pilots call and they ask if they're able to land on the runway, I never give them a number. What I do is I email them over this sheet and let them determine if they can fly into this runway, And
You're not going to hold me accountable for
not
that.
not at all. So since we are, a non-towered airport,
Right,
there's certain things you don't tell people. So
Yeah. Well, that's good. I know, when I stopped by there earlier today, just in the short period of time as I was out there, we had 2 planes taking off and landing. And that was just in, less than an hour probably. So how busy is this airport?
So we, if you break it down per month, we average over 777 operations.
Wow.
And one operation counts as either a landing or a takeoff. The 2 jets that took off today, that was after a pretty good thunderstorm that we had earlier. So they were ready to get out of here. But it's amazing, because some days are busier than others, of course.
Sure.
I mean, we have bad weather, and this has been a year for some pretty rough weather in the aviation world. So we just try to make sure our services are open, 24/7.
Wow, 777 average 770 flight operations per month out of Baxter County Airport. I mean, who would have known? I know that I've talked to people that didn't even know the county had an airport, but yet we have over 770 flight ops per month. So, yeah, that's pretty healthy little airport out there.
Oh, yeah.
Business
travel, tourism, it all contributes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. And I think we have a flight school out there now, don't we?
So there is an accelerated flight school. They established themselves here at Baxter County Airport back in October of last year, I believe. And they're a sister company or an expansion of Fly Around Alaska. So they were looking for something central in the lower 48 states. Well, Baxter County is very central in the lower 48 states.
That's right.
So we were able to accommodate them and get them here, and they source students from all over the nation. So I think in that program, to my knowledge, they've only had one local student, and the rest of them have been all across the nation.
People fly in from all over the country, and do they bring their planes with them, or they use the planes here? Or?
So there's been a couple that have flown in, but most of them are coming to get their private or instrument, things like that. So they usually drive in, but it's always interesting to see what license plate sitting in our parking lot at Baxter County Airport.
And they've got to stay somewhere,
Yep.
and they've got to eat somewhere while
Yes, they
they're
do.
here. So, and they're going to shop some while they're here.
Yeah.
So, once again, it just brings in more outside money into the local economy.
Absolutely.
So there we have it.
Yeah. The third major impact area is our FAA-backed infrastructure investments. So, we've brought in federal and state dollars to maintain and improve the airport. I would say since I've been here, we've probably brought in a little over $2 million into this area. That's just to improve the airport as far as like runway and taxiway repairs, lighting, approach systems, hangar development. I mean,
Yeah.
it keeps coming in, and as long as the FAA will continue to back us, I'm going to keep improving that airport. So,
Certainly, and most of for people that don't realize it, for instance, the hangars, most of the federal money coming in, it's a grant system, and it's based on a share percentage. 80% for the government, and maybe 20% for us. However, from what I understand, or 90-10. And from what I understand, the state of Arkansas's aeronautic commission kicks in most of that, if not all that other 10 or 20%. Is that correct?
when it comes to federal, yes. So federals are on a 90-10 or a 95-5. And at the end of the project, our state of aeronautics is amazing. And so not every state will pick up that 10% or 5%. And we're very blessed to have the Arkansas State of Aeronautics. And again, they have their own grant system that we can apply for and use.
Free money is what we used to call that.
Yeah.
Because the government kicks in 95 or 90% of it, and the state kicks in 5 or 10%. For Baxter County, that's free money.
Oh yeah, I will say, with these 7 hangars that we're building, our local share, when it's all said and done, is about $51,000 to $52,000. So we're building over $1 million worth of hangars for about
$50,000.
$50,000 cost share. So
Yeah, that's
now, could we do that again? Probably not, because that's, the feds and the state had rolled out some nice programs that I took advantage of. So,
well, good on you for taking advantage of them.
absolutely.
And I know you got to stay abreast of all those grants, what's available and everything, and jump on them quickly. Otherwise, somebody else is going to get their grant request in before you, and then you're left out in the dark.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of people don't realize the aviation ecosystem that's out there, and the jobs. And so that's the fourth major impact that I'd highlight. We support local mechanics, flight instructors, fuel vendors, and contractors. So, and we're working to attract more aviation-related businesses.
Well, good on you. Good on you. What else you got there?
Well, I mean, that's pretty
That's
much
about
it.
it?
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No,
Any
man.
more
I tell
questions
you,
for me?
you've covered it all. You've been very thorough. I just encourage people, if you haven't now, your airport's basically open during the day every day, right? People can always go out there and just walk through the terminal and stuff and see. It's beautiful. I'll tell you. I will give credit to the previous commission. They did some tremendous work. I was out there before they did their open house last year, and I'll tell you, there was a lot of work went into that.
Absolutely.
I've actually gone through the Harrison terminal several times. We put them to shame. Ours is so much prettier, so much nicer than the terminal over in Harrison. It's not even comparable. So if people haven't been out there and taken a look at it, I would encourage them to do so.
Yeah, we offer, we hosted over 300 students this past school year. So we do tours out there, and we try to spread that, aviation knowledge into the young minds.
And you have a chapter or a group of Civil Air Patrol, correct?
Yes,
The
yes, we do.
young people and that is, I remember way back in the 60s and early 70s, and back before the Cold War ended, the Civil Air Patrol was a vital part of the overall national defense network. They can actually assist people with search and rescue, flying over to see if they can locate lost personnel or whatever. And it's a pipeline of young people, for the young people that are interested in getting into aviation, and it gives them a direct link into that airport and learning about all of the aviation community.
Yes, and I will say our Civil Air Patrol squadron is great. Whenever we have an event, they volunteer without question. So if you need them, they're there, and they're a good group of kids.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Well, Taylor, thank you very much for coming out. Look forward to watching that airport continue to grow.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
All righty, thank you much. Okay. Second shift is now coming on. I'm going to turn the mic over to Joe Bryant, and he will take it from here.
All right, thanks, Russ. And again, thank you, Taylor. We really appreciate you coming. We have another very special guest on a very special topic, and her name is Morgan Dawson. Welcome, Morgan.
Thank you.
And my beautiful assistant, Jay Sabella. He's such a handsome fellow. He's gonna.
I prepared just for you, Joe.
He's gonna help us here with this. He's got a lot of information, but first of all, I'll tell you that Morgan is here to tell us about a vigil. She's a Charlie Kirk vigil that she's trying to set up. But first, my introduction to Morgan is thank you for coming, number one. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what brings you here and how'd you find us even?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. My name's Morgan. I am 26. I am a stay-at-home mom.
And if you speak into the microphone
I
a
am
little closer,
really,
please.
really into politics. And I just felt moved by Charlie, his message, and I just felt the need that I had to get out there and I had to do something. So I've posted it online, and everyone in the community has been so amazing about wanting to help. And somehow or some way, Jay found me, and he is willing to help, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really a sad time, but I'm glad that somebody young like you has stepped up. We need more of that. I don't know much about what you're doing, but what I do know is that you're planning a vigil for Friday night
Yes.
at Hickory Park, and that would be the 19th,
Yep.
7 p.m. at the Pavilion. You're looking for some assistance with. Tell us.
Yes, anybody that wants to volunteer their time or anybody that would want to sponsor waters that we're going to have there or flags or anything like that, anybody that wants to volunteer can reach out to us or Jay, and we will find something for you to help with.
Okay, do you have anything specific planned yet, or you're just in the formative stages at this time?
Well, we're mostly in the formative stages. However, I think we have 6 speakers so far, a couple of pastors. We have a lady that was a Turning Point president in New York of her college, and she is going to come and speak. And she's personally met Charlie several times, and she's going to come and talk about him. And we have several people that love Charlie.
I think we have more than several.
Well, that's true. I meant that are going to speak.
Yeah, he was pretty popular, and especially with the young people.
Yes.
And which is pretty good to see that people like you, young people, have taken an interest. And man, I couldn't be happier. What do you think about that, Jay?
Well, you couldn't be happier.
I'm thrilled to see young people stepping up.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole point of this. Russ was reaching out before to Turning Point and trying to reach out, and it's a movement that we need to bring to this community, and unfortunately, it may take a bad situation like this for it to really happen. So when Morgan posted her stuff, and we somebody messaged us this morning on the Baxter County Regional Facebook page, we reached out back to her and talked for a while, and we asked her what she needed. So she came across. We have sound system. We have pretty much almost everything she needs. We're going to sign people up to vote. So if young people are 18 and it's time for them to vote and they're not registered, come on out. We'll get you registered. We are looking, like Morgan said, she's hoping somebody will bring water. She's bought 200 flags for the first 200 people. She's got different things for, what else do you have?
We have 600 candles, and we have at least 200 flags. We have lighters for the candles, all coming. We have posters that are going to be out. We have a band that's going to play, or singers are going to play. I think we have a couple different people that are going to come and sing.
Now, do we have any way for our viewers to contact someone?
They can message our
donate their
Facebook site if they want to help out. Baxter County Regional Committee.
Baxter County Republican Committee. Okay.
And they can message that, or they can call me at 870-404-6865. That's fine. So if they say, hey man, we've got 10 cases of water, we want to help bring out, come on out.
Yeah, I
Get your kids involved. Get the kids out there, and I mean, this was a movement for them that needs to continue.
Yeah, if we can get this word out, I think it'll be a well-attended event. I don't know what all.
They can use some ice, water, coolers. We'll probably have 6 or 7 coolers there. We're just looking for people to help.
Share our flyer on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we have 500 flyers that are going to be going up around town tomorrow. If anybody would like to have one placed at their business or somewhere that people can see it, feel free to reach out to us, reach out to Jay or their Facebook page, reach out to me, Morgan Dawson, on Facebook, and I would be glad to get your help or anything that you want to help us out with.
Awesome. Are you able to talk about any specific people that'll be?
Yeah, I know we are going to have David Taylor's going to be emceeing for us and opening, and we are going to have Rick Pegler's going to speak. We have a couple pastors that are going to speak, and just a couple other citizens that have asked if they could speak, and probably myself.
Oh, well, let's hope so. Is there any room for anybody else that might want to speak?
If there is, we could add a couple people if anybody does want to speak that really feels moved to do so. We'd be glad to have you.
Sounds good. So 7 p.m. at Hickory Park Pavilion. I'm not that familiar with Hickory Park.
It's the picnic tables right in the main area by the old playground.
Okay.
You'll see us.
And if you can reach out to anybody that might have a voice in town, like I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to citizens right now.
Yes.
Or viewers. Get them involved if you can, so we can get the word out for this thing. I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, come share the flyer that is going to be posting around town. Everyone will get it on their Facebooks. Just share it. Share it to your friends. Share it to your friends' kids. Get them to see it. Get them to come out if they're interested. And it'll be a big event.
Awesome.
Get the youth of our area, of our county involved.
Okay, that's all I've got on this matter.
Thank you,
do have anything
Morgan.
else?
Thank you guys for having me.
Sure was a pleasure having you, and you're
Thank
welcome
you.
to come back anytime.
I appreciate it.
I don't know that we have any other business to take care of here today for the roundtable, other than a few announcements, meeting announcements. Baxter County Republican Committee, last Tuesday each month, 6 p.m., VFW. Quorum Court, first Tuesday each month, 5:30. City Council, first and third Thursday at City Hall, 5 p.m. School Board, third Thursday, 6 p.m., Administration Building, which is on Rodeo Drive. Am I missing anything?
No, but I want to tell everybody about, we're doing a tele-town hall with Tom Cotton on Thursday, and they are messaging, we're actually hosting it, the Baxter Roundtable is hosting it. So, but it's only going to be an audio version. We'll put a link on our Facebook page to, if you want to listen to the audio side of it, but we will replay it with Jason Nazarenko and a group of us out here on, in 2 weeks on our roundtable version on the 29th. So we'll do the questions and answers, and then we'll have discussion after each one, and you guys are allowed to call in and give us your input. But check it out on Facebook. It's going to be out. It's going to be out Thursday night. The video link to listen to it.
And the only other thing I have to add is, we're basically affiliated with the Baxter County Republican Committee, this roundtable. And I would invite everyone to come to our meetings. Just, you don't have to join, you don't have to spend any money, just come and see what we're doing. And you come to a couple meetings even, you might start getting a feel for what we're doing and decide to jump in full speed ahead. And it's actually kind of fun once you get a feeling of what it's all about.
Just come on out and help make a difference in this town.
Yep. So on that note, I will say thank you and good night.
So at what point did we start